Hi guys, today I'll be reviewing another episode of The Walking Dead, Season 10, episode 19. So in this episode, we see Gabriel and Aaron venturing out of Alexandria to find some food, some supplies, since Maggie gives them a map while she's doing her thing. I just don't know when we're going to see the whole group together again. But yeah, they're basically going all over, like we spent 2 weeks out here trying to find food. So Maggie's definitely been back for like 2 weeks now, so yeah. Since they kind of give us the time, like how long they've been out here. You know, when, because, you know, it gets to a point where Aaron is just fed up, like, and Gabriel, he just wants to keep going to find food. So, you know, this wasn't all for nothing. I mean, they are checking off the areas that have nothing, like no supplies or anything. But yeah, he just didn't want this whole journey to be for nothing. But then he finds like a place that's off the map, but I guess there's a reason why it's off the map, and then that's where I guess the main story continues in here. But yeah, so obviously spoilers for this episode. So yeah, in this episode you actually get to see the character I've been waiting to see. I was thinking like he was going to be the leader of the Reapers, but yeah, I'm just going to talk about Gabriel and, you know, Aaron first before I talk about him. So yeah, Gabriel and Aaron, like, it was good to see him together, and it's been a long time since I've seen Aaron. Like, it was good to see him again. I missed him, and Gabriel as well, of course. I kind of read the article as well with how the actor's been dealing with COVID and stuff, like having to keep, you know, his distance between, you know, everyone he's working with. He was kind of abusing that power a bit by purposely walking to people to make them move away. But yeah, it was a kind of a funny article I was reading. Well, I'm talking about the Gabriel actor, yeah. But yeah, he also like sees how serious people take, you know, this show, with how strongly the fans hate his character, and it's like they're also hating the actor at the same time, which, you know, is a bit far. And then Aaron, you know, also shares his experiences, you know, like being very positive, like tattooing him on their bodies and stuff. Like that's why I love the show, man. But, you know, some of the fans, they can go a bit too far, like with Laurie. But yeah, I'm just going to get back to the story, like, forget all that stuff. Yeah, that's just from an article I read anyway. But yeah. So like I said, they eventually find a place where they actually find food. Well, they find a bar, and we get this funny scene where, you know, Aaron sees the bar, and he screams like a girl. Well, he screams like he's getting killed. And then, you know, when you see Gabriel come, he's just like... he just has like the biggest laugh ever. Lol, that's a funny scene, man. Oh, yeah, that scene was lols. I could tell like both of them were laughing, you know, after the scene. Lol. Because him screaming like that over a bar, like you think he was dying, and then, you know, Gabriel's reaction, like I'd probably be the same. Lol. Oh my goodness. His reaction and stuff, like just having a big laugh. It was a funny scene. Yeah, and they finally got to eat, and I guess Gabriel also found some wine. And at first he wants to savour the wine and trying to make Aaron do that as well. But then it gets to a point where they just get drunk, and it's been a long time since I've seen characters in The Walking Dead get drunk. A very long time. Don't normally get to see those moments. And we also get to see, you know, Gabriel share a story from his past about a preacher, because he had a friend. I don't know if it was like his brother or friend, but basically he was like in his first year of college, but then, you know, he passed away, and, you know, everyone was sad about it. So then this, you know, preacher helps bury him and says words that I don't know if they inspired him to be a preacher, because it seems like afterwards he just gets like flat out drunk, but then he kind of still, I guess, gets drunk with everyone, and I don't know, kind of connects with them. I just didn't really, you know, when it was that scene when, you know, Gabriel was talking about this preacher who he once knew and his old friend who passed away before the world fell apart, obviously. Yeah, I was kind of like talking to someone at the same time, so yeah, I didn't really get the whole story. So I feel like I need to rewatch that scene, maybe address it in the future or in the next episode before I get to the main episode, because I'm definitely going to rewatch that scene. Yeah, so I can't really talk much about it now, but it was a good scene. Just wish I got to appreciate it more. Yeah. And then straight afterwards, you know, Aaron's just wasted, so I guess he just goes west. and then they're all sleeping, and then Aaron wakes up from Gabriel. Like, there's just a lot of funny moments in this episode. Just seeing them together, lol. From Gabriel like snoring, and he has like a big snore, and it just wakes up Aaron, but he kind of like jumps though, like he's ready to fight. Yeah, there's a lot of funny moments in this episode. I kind of miss these kind of episodes where there's just a lot of low moments, because The Walking Dead's normally serious and stuff. And man, the last two episodes, I definitely say were serious. With the Maggie situation and Daryl and his girlfriend, which is something new. I wonder if we're going to see her again before the show ends. I mean, there is the spin-off show, but yeah. But then it gets to a point where this guy was watching them the whole time, kind of hears everything they say. Also, there was like a scene where Gabriel mentioned the watchtower, and I was just like, dude, stay away from watchtowers. if you guys have read the comics, you know what I'm talking about. Stay away from watchtowers, because it gets to a moment where Gabriel's fighting the walker, which there is quite a few good walker kills in this episode, and there is some sad sights where when they're going through these places to find food, you just see so many long dead corpses. It's kind of sad to see. But then I guess I could start talking about the main villain now, because this is when Gabriel confronts him, because he's basically been spying on them. But yeah, I guess I'll talk about him now. Now I'm going to talk about Robert Patrick's character, the guy who played as the T-1000 in Terminator 2. Like, I was expecting he was going to have like a big role in The Walking Dead, for the actor, but well, I don't really know what he's done recently, so I don't know what I was expecting. But yeah, I was just thinking he was going to be like possibly the main villains of the Reapers, this group that's been attacking Maggie's group, but instead he's like a random character, one-off character for this episode. I was expecting so much more, but oh well. Yeah. I just hit my keyboard in frustration. I didn't mean to though, but yeah. So basically what he does in this episode is stalk Gabriel and Aaron. He kind of finds out everything about them, and he obviously doesn't trust him, because like when he's talking to Gabriel about some ball, he then knocks him out, I guess. He also knocked out Aaron and put him in a room, and then when he's talking to Gabriel, he kind of like shoot like because Gabriel in this moment, like, because this is at a time where ammo isn't really common, like it's very rare. I mean, even back then, like in the early days, it was still kind of rare, but you could still find it. But now it's very rare, so I'm surprised he even had those weapons. But then he kind of proves that he still has plenty of ammo, and shoots in the same room as Aaron, where he hasn't tied up. Yeah, this guy's just crazy. But then he brings him out, showing that he's okay, even though he had no idea that he was still okay. Like, this guy just wants, basically, I guess he reveals like his story when he plays Russian roulette with Gabriel and Aaron. Like, he gives them a gun, and he's trying to make them kill each other, because they have the option to shoot each other, but because they've been through so much together, so it's not like they're going to do that anyway, because of course they'd rather kill themselves, even though like Aaron, he has like a daughter, Gracie, and he kind of finds out about that, so he kind of pushes him in that moment. But yeah, I'm just going to explain why this character, was it Gracie? Is that his name? But why he decides to do all of this. So basically, he had a family, and basically the brother, I think he's the one who betrays him and tries to kill him, like, because he saved his family so many times, but then it gets to a moment where his brother betrays him and eats his food and tries to kill him, and then after that, like, he just doesn't trust anyone. But well, I don't really know about the other members of his family, because afterward you just see a lot of people tied up and dead, and I don't know if this was all because of Gracie. But to start with, could you say it's all of his brother's fault, his twin brother, because he has like a twin brother, which we see the picture. But yeah, basically he doesn't trust anyone, and he thinks that everyone's just evil. So I don't know if it was really just his brother and it just made him snap, or it was actually his whole family, but I'm just going to say it was his brother, and it just made him have this viewpoint. And then Gabriel's trying to convince him that he's wrong, even though Gabriel says in this episode that he hasn't really preached to anyone for a long time, and trying to preach to someone who doesn't even think there's a God at this point, and kind of uses the Bible as, I don't even want to say it, toilet paper. Oh God, yeah. But it still kind of gets through him in the end, yeah. And actually makes him, he basically frees him, because Gabriel, gets through to him. But then, oh God, because he convinced him that there is still good people in the world. And man, when Gabriel I knew it was coming. When Gabriel gets, Aaron's arm, with the spike, he just, and then Grace is dead. Like, that was kind of disappointing. I was expecting better, but in that moment, I knew he was dead. Well, earlier on, I knew that he wasn't really going to be the character that I thought he was going to be, like leader of the Reapers or something. That would have been so cool. But instead, we got this storyline. It was okay, but yeah, I expected more. And Gabriel kind of proves his point that people can't really be trusted, and everyone is just a killer and stuff. And that kind of proved his point. And Aaron was a bit mad at Gabriel for doing that. And then they kind of find his brother later on still alive. Like, out of everyone, like, his brother's still alive. Like, I'm surprised they didn't kill him. Basically, just having him tied up, probably still feeding him. But why did he kill everyone else if that was him anyway? Well, this episode was a bit confusing, so with certain storylines, especially for this character. Well, his name's Grace, not Gracie, right? Like, not Gracie, like Aaron's daughter. So yeah, I think it was Grace. Yeah, so similar name in a way. And that's basically why he tried to make Gabriel and Aaron kill each other, because he just thinks that everyone's the same. And like I said, what Gabriel did, he kind of proved his point in a way. But he couldn't really trust this guy. They couldn't really take him back to the camp, because he would have probably followed them if he was listening to him this whole time. He could probably just follow him anyway, even if they said no. And who knows what he would do? And they've already got Reaper problems now, so yeah. I think Gabriel did make the right choice, but Jesus. And then the brother, for some reason, they tried to save him, but I just don't know if I've been listening to the story in this episode properly. I mean, I was kind of disappointed anyway, but yeah. Maybe that's why I wasn't listening properly, because I wanted more than what we actually got. But yeah, they tried to free him, which, wouldn't he be worse since he betrayed his brother? But when he gets a gun from him, he kills himself, because he probably thinks that he can't trust them, so yeah, kills himself. And that's basically how that storyline ends. Yep. Alright, so that's my review of this week's episode. I mean, I wanted more from this episode, but I mean, it could have been worse, especially in the times that it is. Yeah, so with the guidelines and everything, with keeping safe. So I guess there was like a limit to what they could do, but just having such a big actor like him, they could have made him like the villain of the Reapers. It would have been so cool, but yeah, oh well. It was an okay episode. I don't know what I'd rate it if I was going to rate this episode, but yeah. I mean, I wouldn't give it a horrible rating, but I still enjoyed it, I guess. And it was good to see them interact with each other and get some backgrounds on, Gabriel's past a little bit when he was a bit drunk. But just like Grace said, you tend to tell the truth when you're actually drunk. Because, there was a line when Gabriel, said, and, Grace was listening at this time. Well, he listened to everything they said. That, the evil people don't really deserve to be forgiven or anything, like, something like that. And, when he was judging him, he tried to fight against that. But yeah. Like I said, okay episode. I definitely wanted more, but oh well. I guess we'll see what next week brings. But yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.